let's talk about gentle parenting when your spouse says something stupid. um, Speaking from experience, but I'll give you the professional advice. um, so this is for those of you who are trying to parent differently than you were parented, and you're putting in all of this like effort, like you're researching it, you're learning about it. Maybe you went to therapy. You're kind of trying your best every day, but then maybe your partner isn't doing that same thing, or maybe your partner theoretically said that they agree with you, but then when it comes to practice, maybe they don't. Or most often, both of you try really hard, but then like a really hard moment comes up, or your baby or toddler or does something like that's really triggering for you, and you just like revert back to those things that you swore you would never do or say. It's a process. Parenting differently and intentionally, respectfully, consciously, I don't know what you want to call it, that with attachment parenting, gentle parenting, responsively, however you want to frame it, parenting differently than you were parented is hard work. Parenting in general is hard work. And then if you add trying to do what's best considering current information, trying to make decisions based on science, trying to do things differently than you automatically would, it becomes really hard. And why do we end up parenting like our parents? Because that's just the only way our brain knows, and that's the automatic thing that will come out when we don't intentionally change it. It's the more you're under pressure and feeling emotional, the more likely it is that the old ways and the automatic ways will come out. It doesn't mean they can't change. It just means it's a process. So be proud of yourself, be kind to yourself, and know that you're both going through this process. Your partner is also going through a process where they're trying to figure out, do I want to parent the same way as my parents? Do I want to parent differently? What are some things I want to do the same? What are some things I want to do different? And you're both kind of growing as people. Okay, so I divert, but you might be frustrated because you are putting in all of this effort, and then your partner just goes and says some stupid thing or something you disagree with, or you learn that you shouldn't say or do in order to raise a healthy, happy, well-adjusted, mentally well child. So this is for you, okay? So keep watching. So usually what happens is your partner does something and you maybe get upset about it, but they really just don't necessarily know why you think that their response is not appropriate or unhelpful. So you might feel like you have to kind of constantly pick up the pieces, or maybe like you have to undermine your partner in order for you to parent the way you want to parent. So I want to share some facts and some tips for those moments where you would have handled it differently. So the first one is being open and honest. So having good, open, honest communication. Remember, and I'm going to say this again because this is the most important message. If you take away one thing from this video, it's that you are both on the same team. You both want a healthy, happy, well-adjusted child. And you're both honestly doing your best, even if it doesn't feel that way, particularly in those difficult moments. And what you think is best and what they think is best, it might be the same or might be different, but you're still in the same team and have ultimately the same goals when it comes down to it, when it comes to raising humans. So be open and honest. Like, why do you feel you want to parent this way? What did you learn that made you change your mind? What did you learn that made you realize that this is not how you want to talk to your child or how you want to respond to a certain situation? Explain your reason why you want to practice gentle parenting, what it means even, and the benefits that you believe that it would bring to your child and your family as a whole. Oftentimes, the older, more acceptable practices, like yelling, punishment, timeouts, they give instant like results, But the research shows us, and child development and brains and things show us that long term, it actually has negative consequences and doesn't teach your child what you want to teach them. And that's probably what you learned, what caused you to even go down the gentle parenting rabbit hole in the first place. So don't assume that your partner also knows all those things. Make sure you spend some time letting them know what you learned and why you feel this is important to you. Your why is extremely, extremely important here. And remember that you're on the same team. So what to do if you're actually not on the same page, or if you disagree, if your partner says, no, I actually don't agree with that. First, be respectful. Their way being different than yours does not necessarily mean that either of these is superior. Neither your way or their way is superior necessarily. This is something that I had to really remind myself and connect to as a new mom, especially because I'm also a professional. Like, I dedicated my professional life to helping families, to helping parents with small children, to helping kids grow. So of course my immediate automatic thought was that I should know everything, but I took some time to give my partner space to see how he would solve a problem. And I actually found that some things that I didn't even know what to do, he had really good solutions for that actually did align with my values too. So there's no one way of doing things that is right and good and healthy. And so if you feel like they're doing things differently, but it's not necessarily something really important, non-negotiable, let them do their thing. Get clear on the things that matter to you most. And it can't be everything. Make sure that you're very clear on those things that are actually important to you. I bet that the specific words or word order that your partner uses is not as important as the tone, the message, treating your child with respect and compassion. And of course, figure out what parts are most important to you and why. Again, narrow it down to one or two so that you can bring your partner's focus back to those couple things that are most important to you. Try to focus on what is in your control, and that is how you parent, not how your partner parents. So unless they're doing something that is very serious, that violates your most important things, you have to focus more on your parenting. And the good news is your actions actually really matter, even if your partner does things differently. Okay, this is very important. Every action that you do that is responsive, loving, connected, nurturing is adding to your child's buffer. So even if your child ends up with a teacher that's not as gentle as you would like, or another caregiver that's not following your instructions or whatever, just know that how you parent them still builds up their resilience and their buffer, and your relationship is the most important thing, not your parenting skills or strategies, not whether you call yourself gentle attachment or whatever, responsive, but your relationship, the quality of your relationship with your child will buffer them from lots of things and set them up for success in the future. Try to find common ground with your partner and come up with a parenting plan that incorporates both of your beliefs and values. And this is an evolution. You don't need to have all the answers right away. You can try things out and see whether they align and work for you, for the two of you. And try your best to be open to your partner's perspective and be willing to compromise. You're on the same team. You're working together. You don't have to be the same person. You can each bring your own strengths to this parenting relationship and this team of raising these amazing humans. So it's okay if your partner does things differently. It's a good thing. So one last thing that I want you to remember is one sentence, one moment, even multiple moments will not define or ruin your child. I'll say that again. The things that you think will screw up your child are probably not the things that might have negative effects on them. It's impossible to predict what things might have a negative effect. We can only all do our best to protect their children, to treat them respectfully, with kindness, to do all the things that we think are right. But at the end of the day, we're human, they're human, humans make mistakes. And the goal is not to never make a mistake when it comes to your child. The goal is, if you did make a mistake, it's to recover, repair, and move on from it. You will not ruin your child with one thing that you said wrong or did wrong. Your relationship with them, their relationships with other people is made up of millions and millions of interactions. And even if your partner used the wrong words or responded in an unhelpful way, it does not define them or you as a parent. It does not define their relationship with your child. And same goes for you. So it's okay to let go of the things that are not kind of your top priorities or most important, and give your partner that space and encouragement to find their own way also. I hope this was helpful. I wish you sweet, sweet cuddles and dreams. If you like this video, found it helpful, please like, comment, share, follow, subscribe, etc. And I hope to see you next time.